Hey everybody, Modern Native here. Back down at Kennyetto Creek. Back at my usual spot. It's the only spot I can get to at the moment right now. I'm hoping to be able to do a step-by-step extended journey soon. I maybe go back and get my battery charger tomorrow without any of my gear. Come back down, plug it in, go fishing, and then move on to the next spot. I'm not sure yet, I'll figure it out. But gonna do a few tips about setting up in the dark. Number one, whatever little bit of light you got left, get your wood collection done. And I got a quick little fire tip for you guys about wood collection and your fire for the rest of the night into the next morning. So y'all remember the Dakota fire hole. Like I said, this one had collapsed. I'm not going to bother digging it out. Now it's just a decent little sunken fire pit. I don't really need the Dakota fire hole. I do it all the time, so whatever. Nice little sunken pit. Now what I did here is I have started going around and grabbing a bunch of logs. Now I'm going to set up the fire right in there, let it build up on top, and that's going to cut the logs in half for me. Then I can move them over and feed them into the fire. But right now, because it's dark and I didn't have much time for wood collection, I didn't want to mess with it because I want to sit down, drink a couple beers, make a couple of videos with you guys. And I'm thinking about doing a rant in the woods, or maybe some talking about stuff. I don't know. I'm going to do a bunch of filming, a bunch of talking. Hope you guys enjoy hearing my voice, because you are going to hear a lot of it. But this is my little fire tip. If you don't want to have to process wood or anything else, and you have a safe way of being able to pile up your wood onto your fire pit and have it cut it for you, you know, as it burns in half, you flip it over, move it in, everything else. This is similar to like the TP style. As the TP burns and falls, you get to move the pieces in. I'm going to do a video specifically on the TP style fire from start to finish because I love that style, but I'm in a rush right now. I'm getting eaten alive by bugs, so I want to start a fire to get rid of all the bugs and everything else. So that's one tip for starting fire, or starting camp after dark, or as it's getting dark. Get your wood collection done as soon as you can, gather it all up, get your fire started as soon as you can, and then set up your camp. Because you can set up camp by lantern and by headlamp and by firelight. It is much more difficult to actually collect firewood safely without incident. Especially if you have to process. Like I said, right now I'm not processing, I'm taking a shortcut. Lazy firewood collection bushcrafting tip. Or not bushcrafting, camping tip. Going along with the super lazy firewood making tip, I got probably well more than enough of my night's worth of fire into the morning. But going along with it, I'm going to stick along with the real fast, quick, lazy fire starting camp kit, camp setup, especially after dark. This is some birch bark, some junk mail, some garbage I picked up from cleaning up fishing spots. Just stuff it in under there. And get some of that birch bark. Whoop, stuff it in underneath there, right underneath the pile inside the burn pit. Light that up. And we should be all good, cheerio, good to go. We'll see. A little bit of an adjustment there. Sorry about the shaking. I am actually still getting eaten alive. So I'm going to take my own advice and stand in the smoke like I always tell everybody. Oh, saturate. Take a breath. You lean into the smoke. Lean out. Take a breath. Don't pass out over the fire. Woo. Probably wasn't the greatest for me because I actually used a little bit of plastic and stuff in that, but I didn't breathe it in and it's not going to kill me. Instant relief though, instant. Mosquitoes aren't touching me now. And yeah, that looks like it's good to go. That'll burn, fall in, burn, fall in. I can roll, rotate, push it in. Lazy camping, lazy camping. Just trying to get out here. But oh man, it is super hot. It's in the 80s, but kind of humid, muggy. I'm drenched right now, plus heavy load coming in. Tried to lighten it up a little bit, but it's still kind of heavy. Anyway, you see a nice sustained fire. Alrighty, catch you on the next piece. So I'm just sitting here chilling out by the fire, smoking and having a drink, enjoying the evening. Texting the wife. Just watching the fire, having a drink, chilling out. I did have one little tip while I had you to add this in and feel like it does something for you. The fire, it's a bit too hot. So what I'm doing is I'm going to actually let it burn down a little bit until it's a little bit cooler before I shove the stuff that is breaking apart back into the middle. So it'll last a little bit longer instead of burning so hot it burns through everything. So that's one little tip. Sometimes let the fire cool down. Just chill out by the fire and let it chill out. And it'll last longer. Because as long as there's coals, turning that off. As long as there's coals and fire and dry wood that's still got char on it, it'll start back up. Promise you that. And that's one of the most important points about being in the woods. To just chill. Morning, everybody. I haven't gone to sleep yet. The world of insomnia. Welcome. Gonna make some cowboy coffee here. That's what I call it. I didn't bring a percolator. Didn't bring any filters. So I'm literally threw it in the pan, boiling it up, and I let it all settle to the bottom, and then I pour it off into the lid, which is a top frying pan, and then pour that into my cup. Got something to show you with that. This would be my cup. Used to be tall boy. I cut it a little over half, then folded down the edges so that way I didn't cut my mouth when I went to go drink. And I'm just super careful. I hold it right here and I drink. Improvised. I don't have a cup, so whatever. And this would be our cowboy coffee brewing. Got a couple of pine needles in there, but oh well. Cowboy coffee, pine needle tea. Yeah. It's like 4 needles, but whatever. I just swirled around a little bit. I try not to let it scorch because obviously burnt coffee sucks. But it's just some Cafe Bustelo. That nice espresso coffee. And I have French vanilla creamer. A lot of French vanilla creamer. And I grabbed some water to boil it. I'm not sure why. One of those moments where I'm not fully awake, not fully alert, not fully sure of why I was doing that, but I grabbed it, whatever. So, cowboy coffee. So, I almost forgot to record this. That is just to add water muffin mix. I have a few little small flat rocks sitting in the bottom with just a little bit of water. Some people like to use a little bit more than I do, but I like to have a nice drier muffin that's nice and crispier. Hopefully it comes out right. But it's kind of like turning it into an oven. You just use a little bit of water so that way it doesn't burn so much. I use just enough so that way by the time it's done cooking, the water has evaporated and it's able to be that nice crispiness that I like. So it's just add water mix, muffin mix. Just makes one big cake muffin. Got my cowboy coffee just sitting there brewing for a minute. So I figured I'd make a breakfast muffin. There you go. So I just throw the inside lid on there. There we go. Then I throw the bigger lid on top of that. This has two handles. So I grab my gripper. Let me make sure I got a decent spot to put that. It's gonna last a few minutes. There we go. Muffin on fire. Gonna show you, I just want to show you guys my cowboy coffee process. This is literally just water, threw the coffee grounds in there, let it boil for a little bit, made sure it didn't get too hot and scorch the bottom. Then I let it settle for a while, and I've been very careful on how I've been moving it. That way I don't stir the bottom at all. I usually like to do this with two hands. And I got a mosquito in that, but oh well. That's a little bit of protein. And you see how the coffee grounds have settled to the bottom? That eliminates most of the need for a filter. This is like backwood espresso, old school. Almost tipped it. Oh, look at that. This pan has so far been perfect size. And look at that. Even filtered the mosquito right out. This pan has been the perfect size for my cup. So there you go. Cowboy coffee. Gotta put my creamer in it and stuff. Had to let it chill out for a while, but it's nice and creamy, nice and rich. Yum. Check that out. It's not sticking to the sides. Came out super nice. I wish it was a little more brown, but I really didn't want it to burn, and it was thin on one side because it leaned, but came out delicious. For the record, that's all that's left at the bottom of my cup after I made cowboy coffee. A little bit of grounds ended up getting stuck right there in the ring, and I was able to drink just about to the very last bit before there was any grounds in the coffee at all. So, it does work out. Who needs a percolator? Who needs a filter? That was some strong effing coffee right there. Yes, it was, sir. I enjoyed it. Ended up sleeping all day on accident. Yep. I was up all night because I sat up late, chilling out, and ended up staying up way early in the morning. And I passed out after I set up the tarp because they said it was supposed to be thunderstorms today. Nothing happened, and now it's only just now petering just a little bit. Pitter patter, pitter patter. A few sprinkles here and there. This is a heavy section right now compared to earlier. But it was a good day. Napping, sleeping all freaking day in the hammock. So I'm going to stay up and come just before dawn here in a little bit. I'm going to start fishing. Kennyetto Creek. Good fishing spot. I haven't had much luck, but I did catch a couple of bass. There's supposed to be some pike that roam through here. I'm trying to nail one of those. And, yeah. Ate my muffin. Trying to decide what to eat. Been chewing on some cashews. For people with some tooth trouble, cashews. Cashews are like the softest nut I've seen. I had to give myself a moment there. The softest tree nut that I've found that you can buy that doesn't bother me with my teeth issues. I may eventually make a video explaining what happened there, but it's a story, so probably not what you think either. So anyway, when I decide what I'm going to cook, I may have you guys tune in for that. Until then, I'm going to be chilling out by the fire, contemplating. So beautiful. So I'm laying here chilling out. And I look up, and what do I see? Holes. This is the third time? Fourth time. Fourth time I've set this tarp up. No, third time. Yep, third time. Third time I have set this tarp up, and what do I have? Holes. Because, I'll be honest, had a cap on a monster can that has a closable cap, threw it in the fire, and it kind of exploded, like, because it's a, you know, a sealed can with air in it. The air expanded and exploded. I was expecting that, but I really wasn't expecting it to throw coals, like, everywhere, because I didn't have that much in the fire. So, inadvertently, it must have thrown some up there, and I happened to notice that a minute ago. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But, oh well. It happens. The bag I don't care about, the tarp will survive. I mean, if that ends up being a leaking problem, I'll just get some tape and patch it. It's what most people have an issue with nowadays, is just letting things roll off their back. Shit happens. Let shit go. It's what it's meant for. I am currently carving, fire carving, let me zoom out here. I'm fire carving a cup. kind of just a lazy way to carve. You carve a divot with your knife, and then you drop a coal in there and some other stuff to burn on top to let it burn down. Then you scrape out the burnt part, and then you do it again. This has a chip in the top, so I don't care if the top burns off a little bit, so I'm just been letting it burn. Then I'll be scraping it out in a little bit and restarting. Just chilling out, trying to make a cup. But, yep, that's all I'm doing. I've been sticking lazy with the firewood, just doing the long logs over it, cut them in half, and throw some stuff on there. This has been a super lazy camping trip. I did just a hair of exploring earlier. I made a little bit of a mushroom video. Hope you guys check that out. And I'm going to be going, I went fishing this morning. I'm going to be going fishing just before sunset. Lost the word there for a second, so stupid. Just before the sun goes down, like an hour or so, and then I'll be fishing for a little while after sunset. Yeah, just carving, chilling, gonna be making some food. Carving, chilling, next to the fire, enjoying the outdoor woods, been having rain pass back and forth over me. Don't care. You know, people always wonder, what happens, what do you do if it rains? Well, enjoy the rain. Because, what's the worst case scenario? You get wet? Boo-hoo. Make sure your devices, which you're out in the woods and you're out in nature, you're supposed to be enjoying nature. I mean, unless you're capturing it, like taking pictures, video, and stuff like that, just don't bother with your devices. Keep them somewhere safe, so that way you can enjoy being outside. You can get rained on and be like a kid where we used to get all excited and run out and dance in the rain. Used to be one of my favorite things as a kid. Just running out, go play in the puddles, go play in the rain. Unless you're freezing and wet, don't worry about it. If it's hot out and you're getting rained on, it's nice and soothing. Just once you get past that initial kind of reaction, it feels good. Like, enjoy it. Alrighty. Check in with you guys in a little bit. So, this is where I'm at. About that far down. I've just been throwing a little charcoal piece in there. It's all lit up, blowing on it, getting it to burn down, scraping it out, burning down, scraping out, burning down, and it's been slow progress, but I also passed out for a little bit. I swear, the best sleeping medication ever is a hammock, out in some fresh air. Never beat it. But just keeping you guys up on the progress. Still working on it. So, that's my cup so far. that frog literally just ran across me after jumping across my stuff. And he's another one that I was talking about. He still has his tadpole tail. Bye. Hey there, everybody. Want to show you what I've been working on today. Making this for the swamp rat. Gonna be sending it to him soon. I got to clean it up a little bit and stuff. It looks nicer in person. And I'm gonna smooth it up, round out the edges. I included like jabber fork on the end. I don't know. He could always put a notch right here, put some cord around it. But that's for the swamp rat. A buddy of mine, check out his channel. He's a good dude. Does some magnet fishing and some boat repairs and custom camper trailers for his bike. He pulls behind. But this is a cup. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's a cup. I mean, it's a nice piece. So I burnt down the center. I'm gonna clean off the top here. I'm gonna saw straight across and just clean it up, then round out the lip, and should be a decent amount that fits in there. I mean, it's, well, goes almost to the bottom now. I got maybe an inch. Goes to there, where my ring finger is. So it's a decent sized cup, even if I take about ½ inch off the top to clean it up. But I'm just chilling out in the hammock, watching my fire. I'm definitely going to try to get to the sharpening video tomorrow. I've kind of worn in on my stuff today, so everything could use a touch-up sharpening, so I might include that tomorrow. Might be its own video, so people can just watch that instead of watching a whole 3-4 day camping trip just to watch some sharpening. That's why I've included some tidbits and stuff like that. But anyway, catch you on the next check-in. When your tree bridge that used to have 3 trees above the water begins to be covered. It's been raining a lot, the water's come up. So now I have 1 tree to safely walk across to get to the best fishing spot. Oh well, it's what you do to get the line in the water. So I'm going to include this in my larger combination video, because I've done enough of just mushrooms. But I totally missed this guy. This is like, he's so awesome. And that's like the size of my hand. Like, it's awesome. No luck right now. Not with this guy yet. Been catching bass down here with it though. Trying to get some pike. Let's move to a new spot. So sad when such a beautiful spot gets left to ruin. And it even has a chimneyed fireplace right there. And there it is. A little like root cellar shed. This would be such a nice place. Look at that chimney. You don't see them like that anymore. Such a shame. Alright everybody. This has been... I'm just going to end this series for this video, this segment for this camping trip down at Kennyetto Creek. I'm going to end it here. I have an appointment tomorrow to get a canoe delivered. Finally going to have a canoe. Going to be able to get out there and do some nice videos with that. But just kind of packing it up, calling it a day down here, calling it a week. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Come on along with my other adventures, check out my other videos and all that, you know, the whole spiel. Coming out with a bunch of stuff. I'm hammering them out, a whole bunch of stuff. Like right now I have over an hour that needs to be uploaded as it is. So check that out. Hope you guys had a good one and enjoyed this. Remember, until next time, gotta get out there, be a native, and go beast.